Welcome to the Healing While Discovering Yourself podcast. I'm your host, Andrea Michelle. I'm an intuitive transformational coach, certified life coach, certified NLP practitioner, and speaker. I've spent the last 22 plus years helping myself and my clients learn how to create their own happiness and live more abundant lives. In this time, I've also overcome and healed from child sexual molestation, a compulsive eating disorder, hunger, and homelessness. Now it's your turn to move forward with your life and heal from childhood traumas or past experiences. In this podcast, I'll share how I was able to overcome all of my past struggles, as well as my personal stories of overcoming jealousy, loneliness, resentment, and bitterness, and how I learned to forgive. I'll also help you explore your shadow self, deal with having low or no self-esteem, and address feelings of not being worthy or loved. Using my personal experiences and extensive training, as well as stories of grief, loss, depression, and anxiety from my guests, I'll help you change your life and finally heal. Hey. Welcome back to another episode of the Healing While Discovering Yourself podcast. It really, truly is a great honor and a privilege of mine to be able to record this podcast, especially this type of podcast where the focus is on normalizing the healing process, because for far too long, many of us have had to heal in silence. And because of having to heal in silence, I believe that we may have struggled or suffered much longer. And I don't want to say much longer than we should have, because I really do believe that everything happens for a reason. That being said, though, if the healing process was normalized, as what the objective of this podcast is to normalize the healing process, then I think that people would reach out sooner when they feel like they're drowning or struggling or hurting or in pain or need help or whatever. So it really, truly is my great honor and privilege every time I get the opportunity to record an episode on the Healing While Discovering Yourself podcast. I'm also excited about this episode because, we've been hearing about manifesting and manifestation and creating your life and think positive and good vibes only and all of that. And what I've noticed is that a lot of people are beating themselves up over the fact that they believe they're not manifesting the good life. They're not manifesting the houses, the cars, the money, the spouses, right? Like all of the things that most manifesting coaches talk about, and they get sad and they get frustrated with themselves. And many people, make the decision that manifestation doesn't work because they're not achieving the results that they expect. And so I just want to talk to you very briefly about the fact that, and today's episode is about you're manifesting even when you're broken, right? And so I don't want to talk about being broken as if it's this terrible, bad thing, right? Because there are some things that are broken that can be put back together, right? And then there are some things that are broken and, we just make the decision that it's not even worth putting back together. And sometimes we throw it out if it's broken and we no longer have a use for it or whatever. But really what I mean is that, you're manifesting when you're healing. Right? You are manifesting every day, every hour, every minute, every second of your life, right? If you are breathing, you are manifesting, because your outside world, your external world is only, it is only a reflection of your internal world, right? However you see your world on the outside, it is a true reflection of how you see yourself internally. And so, what that means is everything that is in your world, it is there because you have either created it or you've co created it. Right. And all of us, really, if you want to know the truth, yes, we are creators of our own reality. But the truth of the matter is, we're actually co creators because we create with other people, right? So I am the creator of my reality, but the fact that you are either listening to this podcast or watching this video on YouTube or wherever you find this video is an example of us co-creating together, right? There was something that I did that caused me to want to record this podcast, but at the same time, there's something that you put out there, that you put in the world, that caused you to want to listen to this podcast, right? And so we have co-created this situation where I am delivering this message at a time when you need to hear this message. And so when you hear people talking about co-creating, simply put, that's really all that it means, is that, okay, we're both experiencing this same thing at the same time. And I come at it from one perspective and you come at it from a different perspective. So that's really all that it means when you hear people talking about co-creating, being a co-creator of their reality. And a lot of times I just simply say creator of my reality, because I do fundamentally believe that I am the creator of my reality. Even the experiences that I have in my life, while I can't control, right, if someone comes at me in a way, like I can't control how people react towards me. I can't control like the things that people do to me. Like if someone tries to take advantage of me, they won't, because I won't allow them. But the fact that they tried it, right, that's not on me. That's on them. But what is on me is my response to them. You know, if I witness or see that someone is trying to, take advantage of me or manipulate me in some kind of way, it is 100% my responsibility how I respond to that. And so I can either allow them to take advantage of me, I can let it happen, or I can stand up for myself and I can say, no, this isn't happening, right? And even in that, I am still creating my reality, whether I allow them to take advantage of me or whether I put my foot down and not let them take advantage of me. It's still me creating my reality. So even with this idea of co-creating our reality, we are still 100% responsible for how we respond. So everything in your life is the effect of your creation, right? The law of cause and effect says, to every cause, there is an effect, and to every effect, there is a cause. And so when we look at ourselves and when we look at our lives, we are cause. Your thoughts, that's cause, right? Your feelings, that's cause. Your reactions or responses, right? That's cause. And so what happens as a result of cause, it's all on us. It's all on you. And so when you think about this idea of manifesting, right? I want you to understand, as I said in the beginning, that you are manifesting or you are creating at every moment in your life. So even in an unhealed state, you're manifesting. If you vibrate at the frequency of chaos, guess what you're going to create? You're going to create more chaos, right? That chaos isn't coming to you just for happenstance, just because chaos wants to come to you. The chaos is coming to you because you are attracting it to you. right? You're attracting more experiences that create more experiences of chaos. And so then you begin to tell the story that manifestation doesn't work because I want to have a better life. I want to have a peaceful life, but all I keep experiencing is chaos. And the reason why you're experiencing that chaos is because you are vibrating at the frequency of chaos. So all you're doing is calling in more chaos. And then the reverse of that is also true. If you are living in a state of gratitude, what you are doing is calling in or attracting more gratitude. And what that's going to do for you is create more experiences for you to express more gratitude. And I believe that it was Abraham Hicks, Esther Hicks, who said, the better it gets, the better it gets, right? And the worse it gets, the worse it gets, because we really are vibrating. I mean, there's the law of vibration, which says, as y'all can tell, I'm so excited because I'm passionate about this. But the law of vibration says that everything vibrates. Everything vibrates. I am currently vibrating. You are vibrating. This solid microphone is vibrating. Although it looks like it's solid, it isn't. It's vibrating. So everything vibrates. And we attract to us whatever our frequency is. So that's why it's important. And I wish a lot of the coaches who talk about manifestation, I wish they really dug down deep into this. Because it's important, because you have a lot of people who give up and are disappointed when their lives don't turn out the way that it is because their manifestation coach told them all they had to do was focus on the positive. And believe you me, like, I'm all about positivity. I am 100% for positivity, but what I'm not for is toxic positivity. And that's the whole good vibes only tribe, right? That's this whole idea where you have to only focus on good vibes. And that is such a disservice because we are spiritual beings having a human experience. And guess what? Part of that human experience is actually experiencing the full gamut or the full spectrum of our emotions. Yes, we experience happiness, but guess what? It's also necessary for us to experience sadness. Because without the sadness, then how will we know exactly what happiness is? Right? Yes, we experience the love. Oh, the love. But we also need to experience the hate. Because without the experience of hate, how will we appreciate the love when we're experiencing it? Right? Yes, we experience the lights. Oh, the beauty, everything we can see in the light. But it's also necessary for us to experience the darkness, because how do we know what light is except that we know what darkness is? Right? It's vitally important for us to understand or to know exactly what it is that we don't want in order to know what we want, right? It's so important for us to experience the full spectrum of our emotions. And so even if the current manifestation coaches are not talking about it, well, now you hear it from me today. And the reason why it's so important to know this on your healing journey is because, again, you will attract whatever frequency you're vibrating at. And so when you are viewing life through the lens of unhealed trauma or unhealed past experiences, then what you're doing is you're creating more experiences of unhealed trauma, right? And unhealed pleasant experiences. And over time, that unhealed experience becomes a generational curse because you're passing all of that information. Here's what's important. Not only are you passing that information from like in this 3D world perspective, but you're also passing it through your DNA. And that's why you can have some kids who have never known their biological or birth parents, but yet they have some of the same characteristics and attributes of that parent because it was passed down through DNA, right? That energy was passed down in vitro. In vitro, when the baby was in the body, right? Through the seed, through the sperm of the father. And that's why you have hundreds, maybe even millions of men who have never known their fathers, but yet they act just like them. Their mother will tell them stories of, oh my gosh, you act like your dad. Or even if they don't verbalize it, like, wow, Kenny acts just like his dad, even though he doesn't know him. Because this stuff is passed down. And so that's why it's important that you take the time to heal yourself and begin your healing journey. And I've said this before, and I'll say it over and over again, that I've been on this healing and self-discovery journey for over 22 years at this point. And I don't think that I will ever get off or be done with the healing journey. Or when I am done with the healing journey, then my next breath, my next moment will be on the other side of time, right? On the other side of this physical existence, because life is about being in this physical body is about experience. It's about experiencing the knowing, because everything that you and I, everything that we need to know to be successful on this earth, we already know it. It was given to us before we decided to come in this physical body. And we exist in this physical body to confirm or experience that knowing, right? We come here to experience that knowing. And so I don't ever want to get to a point where I stop experiencing life. And so I will gladly stay on the healing and self-discovery journey as long as I need to, So when you think about your healing journey, or I should say, when you think about creating the life that you know you want to live, think about your healing, right? When you think about manifesting your dream life, right? And that can look however you want it to look. Your dream life could be you as a millionaire. Your dream life could be you as an average person with a 2,000 square foot home and being married with one kid. Or your dream life can be you living the single life, traveling the world. Like whatever that looks like for you, it's possible for you. But I need you to understand that the way that it becomes possible for you is by healing yourself. Right? It's by you taking the time to heal from your past traumas and your past experiences. Like that is really all that it is. And that, my friends, is the key to manifesting your dream life. It's healing. It's not positive affirmations, although y'all know I believe in positive affirmations because I have a limitless possibilities affirmation deck, a 52 card deck that I live by. But manifestation is not about the positive affirmations. It's a tool, but it's not about positive affirmations. Manifestation is not about mental rehearsal. Although I believe that mental rehearsal is an extremely powerful tool that I've used myself, especially when I built my home from the ground up. It was the mental rehearsal that helped with that. It's not coaching, although y'all, obviously, I am an intuitive transformational trauma sensitive coach. I have multiple certifications, multiple designations. So I believe in coaching as a tool, And I believe in all Reiki healing, crystal healing, energy healing. Like I believe in all of that. But the real key to manifestation is healing. It's healing. I mentioned building this house from the ground up, but I had to heal the story that I was telling myself that I'm just a poor Black girl from the ghetto. That was a story that I was repeating to myself over and over again. And in the moment that I realized that it was a story that I was telling, I wasn't poor and I didn't live in the ghetto. I was actually a leader in a company making six figures. And I had a house in the suburbs. But the story that I was telling myself was that I was a poor Black girl from the ghetto. And so I had to examine that story and heal that story. And as soon as I healed that story, guess what started to fall in place? Met a builder, got a banker. Actually, we had two different bankers who were basically fighting over my husband and I's business because we had the finances, we had the credit, we had everything we needed to build a house. We found the land, no problem. We purchased the land for less than the asking price because we had a great realtor who fell into place, right? And we started building. But I had to heal the story that I was telling myself. And I don't believe that there's something special about me, like I have some sort of special touch in whatever I experience it only because I'm a special person. No, I believe that I experience these things because it's a part of life. And because I've experienced them, then other people have the opportunity to also experience them. So again, healing is the key to manifesting your dream life, whatever it may be. And understand that fundamentally speaking, you are manifesting even when you are broken. So I hope that this was helpful to you, for you to understand this whole idea of manifesting, of creating your life, that the number one key to manifesting is really healing yourself. And even if the gurus don't tell you this, just know that I am telling you this based on my personal experience and based on the experience of the hundreds of clients that I have had the amazing opportunity to work with. So before I go, I just want to let you know that I appreciate you for being here. If you have enjoyed this podcast episode, or if you enjoyed the podcast as a whole, then I'm going to ask you to share it. Please share it. Rate it and review it, because that would be great. I think, the higher the ratings, then I guess the higher it goes up in the algorithm and it can be found, and the more people can listen to it and the more people can be healed. But yeah, if you're enjoying it, please share it with your family, your friends, your acquaintance, your coworkers, your colleagues. Share it with everyone, and then rate it and review it. And I would love to hear your thoughts on this episode, but also on the podcast in general. If there are any topics that you want to hear, feel free to email me and my team at hello@andreamichelle.com, and we will gladly oblige, right? If it's something that has to do with healing, if there's a topic that you're like, I want to learn more about, then ask us, email us. Like, we answer our emails. We are not that bougie. No, anyway, again, thank you so much for being here. And just know that the love in me salutes the love in you.
Hey loves, are you looking for a safe place to hang out while you're healing with other like-minded individuals? If so, then I would love for you to join my private Facebook community called Healing While Discovering Yourself, named after the podcast. This community is for those who are truly seeking a safe place to heal and also show up authentically. If this interests you, then I'm going to invite you to go to Facebook/groups/healing while discovering. I look forward to seeing you in the group. Tony Robbins said, "The quality of your life is a direct reflection of the quality of the questions you're asking yourself." And that's why I'm inviting you to download my free guide called 5 Powerful Questions to Ask Yourself to help you take back control of your life. In this guide, you will learn how to shift your mood, break negative thought patterns, and identify beliefs and stories so that you can explore the truthfulness of these stories. Go to andreamichelle.com/powerful to download this free guide today.